So Donnie's coming over at
4:30. Hey, yeah, sorry about that. We pounded the table so hard that we blew up the TriCaster. And the TriCaster is what we're using. None of this fancy Hollywood mumbo jumbo. No. We use cheap ass digital gear that breaks down regularly because we don't care. No, so yes, we were talking about sex.
Hey,
ed.
and
we were talking about sex ed.
Sex ed?
Sex ed? No. Another. Is that where that came from?
You know what?
Sex ed? Did that come from you?
Sext ed.
All right, you better keep your hands to yourself.
You know what?
We're going to have to put up some kind of a barricade, maybe some sprinklers. Actually, maybe a glass wall.
Put some sprinklers up and tie me up there.
Ooh, there's an idea. That'll really be sex ed.
Oh yeah. Here we go. That's all I need is to get the.
I missed you.
The G.
2 days without you is like a day without sunshine.
G rated. The G rating is going to be gone here. It was. I almost had it back to a G rating show. And then you come back, Jesus.
And there we are.
Now what?
Well, soon we're going to have beauty.
Flying. Look at this. Up a nice 19,
Well, it was at 20 bucks earlier, though. You notice beer, since it was on our show, is up from 19 cents to 44 cents. Did you buy any of that?
Nope.
That's that Hill Street Brands.
Don't drink anymore. Don't need to buy any beer.
You quit drinking? Boy, that's another reason I had to go to Australia for the both of us.
Day 12,
Jamaica,
14,
Australia.
15, day 16 today.
All right, let's take a look at our cannabis indexes, and we're going to talk about some of the big events that are driving these indexes.
Look at the RIV. How's the RIV doing?
So I just wanted to show you, Ed, what color do you see up there?
Red, green.
Yeah, and over here?
Green.
And everywhere?
Green. You know, that's like...
You know what Kermit the Frog said?
Green.
No.
I picked
It's
up...
not that easy being green. Okay, which one do you want to take a look at first? Let's look at the big boys and see what's going on.
I want to see the big boy. I want to see how many are up and how many are down. Yeah, look at just as I suspected. Okay, let's hit the
weed.
An order of change.
Okay, an order of who changed. So Suckin' Hind Tit is MedMen at 566, down 7.52%, down 46 cents. They just announced a bot deal today, $75 million. 75 million ducks. Did you hear that, Ed? I just said 75 million ducks.
Wow.
I wonder.
Everybody's getting in on the action of this new FinCo, new currencies.
Ducks.
Yeah.
That's our new
how much is that going to cost me? 100 ducks.
100 ducks. I wonder if that's actually what the exchange ratio would be with ducks to bucks in the U.S. Like how many U.S. dollars to a duck?
You know what's more expensive, beer nuts or deer nuts?
Well, deer don't have nuts.
Deer nuts.
Why?
No, so beer nuts are more expensive.
Why?
Because deer nuts are under $1.
You know what? We've had that joke on the show before.
You couldn't remember it. You couldn't remember it. Clearly, your mind is...
You know, I only try to remember jokes that are really phenomenally funny.
Worth remembering.
Yeah. Okay, so what's going on with Kronos?
Okay, let's see. Well, Kronos,
you know,
down 4%. MedMen down 7%.
I'm going to bring up some technical indicators here. Whoops, there goes my technical platform. It's going to boot out my desktop over there in the trading lounge. Oh, there's my login details. Whoa, don't show that. No. Here we are, coming to the live from Saturday Night Show. Hey, you know what I was watching? Norm Macdonald has a show on Netflix. Have you seen that?
John McMahon loves that show.
He does.
John McMahon,
he loves
capital markets man at large.
So look what comes up. Juju's net house summary from intraday trading today. So this is basically which house is buying, which house is selling, what percentage, what number of shares did they buy, what percentage of the buy value in the day was that representative of. And here's
how many shares of Juju traded today?
Well, this is the wrong screen for that question, Ed. I'm going to drop that one and see.
Yeah.
Oh, this is AUSA. Let's start with AUSA since there it is right there on the screen. Now,
right there.
Current price, what? Opened at 308, traded as low as 366.
Currently 371.
Currently 274.
Traded as low as 266.
Yeah, last is up here. Oops. The mouse doesn't seem to respond quite as well on this NDI device. Another defect in our technical universe. But anyways, so last at 274. I want to pull up this on a detailed chart and get your technical mumbo jumbo.
Mumbo jumbo? You want
Let's
some
see,
mumbo
I'm gonna push
jumbo?
this up here.
Okay.
Okay, now what happened here? We had...
Okay, those are the 4 days of trading, right? Yeah.
Why isn't the volume and the relative strength showing on this thing? What is going on?
Look at this. Look at the 2 days there. Actually, why don't you just put up a week chart?
A 1 week chart. Here
Yeah.
you go. 5 days?
Yeah, 5 days. Because there. So there's all your trading right there. Look at this. This is. I did trade this. I lost money, but I didn't lose a lot of money because I didn't like. Well, look. When I bought it in here, thinking, yeah, this would be easy money, but then I realized that people that bought the private placement paid 20 cents. If they're paying 20, why am I paying 4?
Because it's worth more now?
No.
No?
Not worth more now.
How do you know?
Well, it is worth more now. I'll tell you how much it's worth. There you go, 274.
That's what you call technical analysis, is that it? Here, Ed, here's my technical analysis.
Yeah, what?
I really like this,
Yeah.
but I didn't like this.
Yeah.
But then this was okay,
Yeah.
and then I didn't like this.
Yeah.
This was great,
Yeah.
but then this is not so good. And I'm getting a little nervous in here. That's my invitation of you doing technical analysis.
This thing's drift.
It's like I say, it's the most
If
reliable
I had to
way.
name a movie after this chart, I'd name it High Plains Drifter.
It's the most.
High Plains Drifter. Get
This
it?
is the most graphic way to predict the past reliably. Yes, High Plains Drifter.
High Plains Drifter.
It didn't actually get that high. Well, touch 16. So is it
wow.
safe to say that this stock has gone from $16 to $276 in 4 seconds?
I gotta tell you, I'm pretty sure this thing came out the day that Tilray.
Tilroy.
Look at this.
Oh,
Tilray.
there's us watching them watching us watching
There's
you.
my got my hoodie on. Got my hoodie on.
Whee!
Okay, so
whoa, we're getting jokes from the audience now, Ed. Rob Macri says, "Hey James, here's one for Ed. What do you call a chameleon that won't change color?"
let me see here. How about
Quick, we're going to forget what the joke was, Ed. Reptile dysfunction.
I know. Reptile
Ding!
dysfunction.
We need a drum kit out here, don't you think?
Reptile dysfunction.
Reptile dysfunction. The Wolf of Weed Street. Now we're getting picks from other people here.
Yeah.
Noam Howdy says, the Wolf of Weed Street says PYX is the next Tilray.
PYX.
PYX.
Pix.
PYX.
Wasn't there a...
Here's what PYX is. PYX is the next company that gave the Wolf of Weed Street 1 million shares.
Jesus. Did he really?
Well, that's that's the business. That's
Look,
the model we're in.
look at the Riv. The Riv, 665 down $1.10.
Yeah, but yeah. Rivers, Canopy Rivers is a client. So I'm just going to blaze honesty out here, even though it might cost me a client, because that's our value. The reason that I think Rivers is losing value is because if you were to take a slice of the net asset, if you were to just look at the net asset value of the portfolio as it exists, combined with cash, you would arrive at a price that was not as high as it started trading as. So I think that the challenge here for Rivers is that the perception is that the value has not been backfilled to match the valuation of the shares relative to the net asset value of the portfolio, because there hasn't been the performance, the sizes aren't there. That's just my 2 cents worth. I would counter that with, now I don't own shares in the company, so there's no benefit to me if the shares go up, except maybe they'll stay being a client. But the other opposite of that is these guys raise money like nobody's business. They are the investment banking wing of Canopy Growth Corp. And so they have the ability to affect some pretty big acquisitions very quickly as the leaders of the acquisitions. So this thing is starting to get to a place where I am going to buy it.
Really?
Yeah. If it comes down to where I think the net asset value is in a relatively optimistic viewpoint, then I will start buying it.
And where would that be?
Well, if I told you that, Ed, there'd be no point watching the show now, would there?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And plus, I have to be honest, I haven't done the depth of research, because when you're doing net asset value, you got to sort of bring in all the values.
They did the deal at $350 to the public, right? Mm-hmm. So $350, they said that this is a fair price. So for this thing that's trading at 10, it's a bit high.
Well, it depends what the net asset value of the combined underlying assets are on any given day. If they
thought they could have got 10, they would have sold it at 10. No?
If they bought the assets at a fraction of the value that they're trading today, then that would be representative of profit. But if the assets in their portfolio are trading underneath the prices at which they participated, that would be representative of what? A loss. And that's why I think Rivers is going to be very sensitive to the changing of fortunes of its portfolio contingents. So just as it can suddenly drop when they're all in the red, if they all have a green day, I think Rivers will rise and flooding might occur.
Rivers will rise and flooding will occur. I was just thinking the same thing. Shit.
Ed, it's stocks and weather now.
Yeah. No, you know what? I don't see why we don't do both right at the same time. Kill two birds with one shot.
Well, because our audience is all over the world. If we did weather, whose weather are we going to do? I can do Ottawa's yesterday.
Yeah, that was quite the...
That was quite the tempest. And it weren't no teapot.
No.
2 tornadoes touched down in Ottawa.
Two tornadoes.
But they missed everybody who was deserving of getting swept up in that. Parliament Hill is still there.
Parliament Hill, Jesus.
Oh, you know, do you think we could get in trouble for that? Kicked off the air? No, we're on the internet. We can't get kicked off the air. We're not on the air. Are you on the air? You got any air in there, Ed? Anyways, let's continue with our analysis.
Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Or should we? You know what we should do? Let's listen to your conversation with Keith Merker, the CEO of WeedMD.
You know what?
From Friday. Here is that little.
Let's play that right now. Here we are, and today we got an old friend joining me, Keith Merker, WeedMD. Couple of locations, Elmer and Strathroy. And we've had some fun together. We've had a great sushi dinner, and we also got on the wrong train together, which was amazing, because I was telling you about this lady that got on a train with me to London, and she was going to Ottawa, and then we proceeded to get on a train going to Ottawa. And if I wouldn't have heard all the people talking French. Anyway, it's great to see you, Keith.
It's truly a treat, Ed. I wasn't expecting to see you today, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
In my defense, I was a train rookie at the time. I think it was my second time on the train, which is a wonderful experience living in London, Ontario.
Yeah. Now, do you train quite a bit now?
I do. Yeah. It can take you an hour to get from Queen Street to the Gardiner. So
you know what? Yeah, and if you're driving, and I just got a rail pass, which gives me 20 one-way trips. In a 30-day period, and it's very reasonable. Like, it's $35 a shot.
I feel like this is becoming a Via Rail commercial.
Okay, let's move on here. So WeedMD, when I met you, the company was private. You guys had this vision. We were eating sushi, drinking copious amounts of sake, having a laugh, and wow. I think you had 10 employees, 12 employees, and now you have...
And we just embarked on, I think, at that point in time, a $30 million valuation raise.
Yeah.
And now we're sitting at $250 million with 120 employees. At that time, we had about 10.
120. And how much cash do you have now? How much cash?
We've got over $40 million in the bank.
Nice.
So well-funded. We've got a mortgageable property at the Strathroy location, so we have access to further non-dilutive capital there.
Okay.
So to your point, two facilities up and running.
Yeah.
Elmer going great guns.
Now you just completed your first harvest.
We did.
Now tell me about that.
So this is, to be specific, our first harvest at the expansion site. So our second site in Strathroy, which I'm going to argue here on live television, that we turned it around probably quicker than anyone has done so in this industry to the scale and capacity that we have currently online and will have online by end of
you guys strike me as operators. You guys strike me as,
We're not fooling around.
Yeah,
We're not fooling
where the
around.
rubber meets the road.
That's right. So again, this facility in Strathroy, 14 acres of greenhouse, 98-acre property. The folks at Perfect Pick Farms, who we've taken over the farm from, were growing tomatoes in the space that now houses cannabis back in December. So we flipped it. We started working in January in earnest. We got licensed in June, and our first harvest came down 2 weeks ago. And there's further harvests coming down, I think, this week.
Just for the, how many harvests can you do in a year?
So right now we have 44,000 square feet licensed, or 1 acre of licensed space at this site. We've got 4 grow rooms in operation now. One's a mom room. 3 of them are now flowering rooms. 2 of them are 10,000 square feet. The third that's flowering currently is 5,000 square feet. We brought down the 10,000 square feet flower room 1. The second one's coming on shortly. We have 6 rooms that are now awaiting regulatory approvals. It's another 60,000 square feet that'll be online hopefully within the next month. Health Canada, with Health Canada's blessing. And then beyond that, there's another 400,000 square feet that we're working on in earnest to have online by end of year.
And what's the, like, how many employees do you have in Strathroy?
So again, the total is about 120 now. It's tough to keep track because there's new people coming on every day. And that will likely double by end of year as we get towards this more fulsome operation in Strathroy. Currently, there's I would guess there's somewhere between 20 and 30 employees there.
So expanding dramatically. Lots of cash in the bank. You got some assets that are unencumbered.
That's right.
And so you're sitting, and you're a financial guy, right?
Originally I am.
And so now you got a bunch of supply agreements. Let's talk about that.
So we've announced supply agreements with British Columbia, Alberta, Nova Scotia, and most recently, of course, Ontario. The funny thing about Ontario is that we weren't on the first list of licensed producers that they presented to.
So there's a protocol. There's a
process, and we just wanted to make sure that we cut the right deal with the OCS for WeedMD. And so it took a little bit longer to get there, but I think that in doing so, we did the right thing for the company and our shareholders over the long term. So we missed that first announcement and all the hoopla that went with that, but
hey,
all good.
You were valued at whatever you were when we met. Probably close to 2 years ago, and now you got a $250 million.
That's right.
Operation.
And before we carry on, sorry to cut you off, Ed, but the other supply agreement that might be as critical or more critical than any of the others is, of course, Shoppers Drug Mart. So in the medical stream, we're one of 6 licensed producers that has this agreement with Shoppers. And
so are you recreational, medical? You're both, and
we're both. We're a big producer. We'll have one of the biggest production platforms online and operating by end of year, and all of that product is not just going to solely satisfy we'll have more product than is required to satisfy our current medical needs.
Let's just remind everyone, the viewers, that the ticker here is WMD.
Correct.
WeedMD.
You got it.
Okay. So you're scaling for growth. Everything's seems to be going the right way. What was the high on the stock? Was it about 320? Did it get to 320?
Yep. That was last January.
And then it pulled back dramatically with everything else and got back to what, about $1.40, $1.50?
I think that's fair to say. The low might have been a little bit lower than that.
And I think I saw it 230, 235. Is that where we're at?
That's the neighborhood we're in today.
And obviously a lot of people are focused on what's going on with Tilray. And that's a crazy story.
It is, but I'm going to just tell you now that WeedMD is the best story that a lot of folks out there haven't yet heard about. The best kept secret on Bay Street.
And then you just told me back in the green room that you're now. Can I say that you're going to open an office here in Toronto?
Yeah, we are. We are. We have a bigger Toronto contingent and a growing one. And
sure. You want to be close to the sort of Bay Street and the financial community.
In a perfect world, yes. Yeah. So we're currently seeking real estate.
Hey, how do you like that? We call ourselves the technical dysfunctioners. I'm a dysfunctionaire. Are you a dysfunctionaire, Ed?
Nope.
I think you are. Yes, so a little bit of difficulty there. We're going to play that interview again for you soon. And yeah, what can I tell you? Technical difficulties again. Juju getting dummied. Ooh, what do you mean when you say Juju getting dummied? Let's go look
Gummied.
Juju, let's pull up Juju and see what we haven't actually. Juju getting dummied. That makes me nervous. Juju.
You know what I'm worried about? Can I just make a general comment to our viewers?
Absolutely, Ed.
So look, we've had this stupendous exponential rise in Tilray.
Yeah.
And it moved from basically, you know, I thought I saw a double top, and then it proceeded to go from about 125, 130
Yeah.
to 300, and did a round turn, all in a matter of less than a week.
Just like we predicted. Because remember, we were talking about the conversation of when the last time the regulator stepped in and hit the kill switch on the market 5 times in a row in a single day. That was when Tweed Canopy was running back in November 2014.
So they basically
caused the whole market to go sideways.
They pissed on the parade there, didn't they?
Well, what they've done is they've undermined the basic social contract of free markets that we all rely upon. If you're going to let me expose myself to maximum downside, you have to let me be exposed to maximum upside. And that is what has broken down here. When the government steps in, they have killed the free market contract.
Another to further your point, spit it out, Ed. When the first time they got the huge going, if you remember, and then it reversed and it dropped from about, say, I'm going to say 75, 80 down to, I think it was around 45.
Okay.
They put a halt on it.
Yeah.
And every time they put a halt, you ever notice these things seem to change direction? They really do. Like, they halt it, then it comes back and the thing takes off that way. Then they halt it, and then it comes back this way. Back and forth she goes. Where she's going to stop, nobody knows.
Oh, sounds like a roulette wheel.
Yep.
Sounds like
anyway, you know what? I got to tell you, the one that's flying right now is Alethea. That was $1.85 a week ago, and today it hit $3.10, $3.15. Well, I got to tell you, I sat here and did the session on Thursday.
With Alethea?
With Alethea.
Oh.
I really, really would have liked your expertise present, but you know what? You were out and about.
So tell me, what was the upshot of that? Are they trading on higher fundamentals?
22 clinics across the country. It's the old cannibal.
Yes. Give me the pitch, Ed. Give me the pitch. I might buy some.
Lots of cash.
Lots of how much cash? Lots is
10 40 million, I believe.
40 million in the bank.
40 million in the bank.
And how much are they making?
You know what?
You forgot to ask.
What
does that have to do with it?
It was a great interview, but it wasn't that great. It was, wow. Well, you really got out some great information there. For instance, how much are they making?
Yeah.
Now just,
you had your chance,
just respond when you know the answer. How much are they making?
Okay, so comments in the comment box are that Juju's getting taken to the cleaners and spanked today, but it's just down a few cents here. It opened at
let's see. Here it comes now. Here it comes the baby. 27 and a half.
27 and a half. 27 and a half. So what the hell are you talking about?
JWCA. $1.14 down 9.
This is what I'm talking about. Why Rivers is down? Why is Rivers down? Because JWCA is down. Livingwell is down. All its
how many of their do you know all their deals? For instance,
I do.
How many are there?
6.
I didn't ask you a personal question.
It feels like you did, even though it's a public
6
company.
deals. 6 deals. Okay.
I think
MedMen. Look at MedMen. MedMen. That ain't going anywhere with a 70.
I won't anybody
75, come alive with 75.
Look at that, down 41 cents. What the hell is it? What the hell are they doing that raise at?
Okay, what's that deal being done at?
What's it at? Let's read the news.
Jeez.
There's a novel idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pull up.
Do you ever actually read some of these press releases, or you just?
No.
I just point them out.
I
to
wait
the
for
public.
somebody to tell me.
Read these.
Let's see. Right, MedMen News. That's what I'm looking for. Boy, it's amazing how slow we can be. MedMen prospectus reveals 2 potential significant financial. Can tell new cannabis is a client. MedMen newsroom. Here we go, Eddie. Are you with me?
Yep.
Am I 21? It shouldn't matter if I'm 21 to get into the newsroom for investors. Oh my God! Wants me to enter my email address. Guess what? Not going to the MedMen site anymore for any more information.
Man.
There ain't no way, man. You're taking advantage of me, man. It ain't going to happen.
That taxi cab ride is now $60.
Yeah, let's see. Where do we go for a reliable, good source for this news? Looking down here on...
Well, I think MedMen. I think if I punch up MedMen on my site...
On your site? You have a site?
Yeah.
I'm going to go to CDAR, MedMen. Watch this. It'll be the first thing that pops up. MedMen Enterprises. There it is. Hit view this company's documents, and there it is. New press release. Now you have to enter the little code here just to get in there. DFC3F. And
I think you've been smoking too much of that.
Here's the news. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the news. MedMen Enterprises Inc. announces filing a final prospectus for its $75 million bought deal financing. Los Angeles, September 21, 2018. MedMen Enterprises, MedMen, or the company CSE, MME, and OTCQB, MM.
Look at this, look at this, 550 per unit.
FSE 82J M6N. That sounds to me like they're smuggling money. Anyway, so $75 million bought deal led by 8 Capital and Cormark, rather. Whoa, $5.50 a share. Guess where that stock's going to close today? $5.50 a share. I'll bet.
Okay, so
bet?
the average bet to close
20 minutes.
on or about September 27th. Let's just see. This will be good because this is a bought deal. Bought deal. That means the deal's done. The underwriters are on the hook.
There have been occasions where a bought deal doesn't necessarily close if there's a substantial change in market. That's why the closing date I would suspect is September 27th, because there might be some contingent outstanding due diligence. No, we don't see why that.
Yeah.
But that's
okay.
70. Look, so they raised Canadian 75 million.
Yeah.
But they're operating in the U.S. So let's cut that right down to 45 million, roughly. Am I right? Or 50 million.
Right.
And they got 50 million US. What can you do with $50 million in the US market if your model is to buy up dispensaries in high traffic, profitable zones and kit them out?
Aurora just went by up 31 cents. The big ones, to your point, you're right. Today has been a positive day. The smaller ones, some of the smaller ones have not participated very well here. Just saying.
So I guess that means you're not going to answer my question.
Okay, go ahead. Try me one more time.
Okay, what do you think MedMen, a company like MedMen, can do, whose model is to buy profitable dispensaries in high traffic areas, can do with $50 million US?
Kick the can down the road a little further.
Well, they can buy more dispensaries. I'll answer for you. How about that? You know, that's going to go in the next parody video. I can already see this guy going, oh, that was good. We'll cut that one right out. We'll put it in the next parody video.
Canopy growth.
Anyways, okay, we got no more ticker for Ed. Keeps him too distracted.
Can't trust.
Ed, have you ever been duck hunting?
Yes, I have, but I wouldn't do it again.
Did you bag? No?
No.
Why not?
Because I would find it difficult.
I
think ducks are some of the most beautiful waterfowl in existence, and there are a lot of different ducks. You know, there's not so many geese.
So would you classify yourself as an animal lover?
Yeah, probably.
I'm an animal lover. I like steak. I like lamb chops. I like chicken wings. What kind of animals do you like?
I like squid.
Squid. Squid.
Yeah, squid.
What? How can you like a squid? There's not like squid. Have you ever eaten squid? You may as well just cut a piece of tofu.
You know what?
And
very inky.
Pop it in your
very
mouth.
inky.
Inky dinky.
Inky dinky.
Soft. We could have
inky,
too much
dinky,
fun with that.
Driller do. Fibber fabber.
Okay, so this is the obvious reason why MedMen is selling off today, is because this is a prospectus offering. Did it say? I can't read. I don't have my glasses. Did a convection with the previous offering is yeah. So I'm assuming that's a prospectus off.
Look at this. Look at this.
What? Look at what?
They can do more shares too. Look at this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They got warrants out there. Each whole share purse. There's some sweeteners in that deal. Sweeteners.
Look at, see down here, US $50 million loan. What's going on there? As disclosed in the prospectus, so it was a prospectus offering, the company is currently in discussions with certain potential lenders in respect of a senior secured loan to be provided to certain of its subsidiaries, while the terms of any such loan remain subject to ongoing negotiation, subject to successful negotiation of a definitive documentation. The current contemplated terms of such senior secured lending include an aggregate principal amount of US $50 million and US $100 million. Ooh. That's impressive. So that's interesting that they're announcing this $75 million bought deal, but they make mention of an additional $150 million in
Debt.
debt.
Some people say debt.
Debt?
Debt.
Are you adept at stealing my wallet? Then get away from my dinner table. US $100 million.
Wow.
So, okay, this is interesting. Oh, okay, so they're putting up companies for collateral. So, you know, I think there's going to be a point here in the timeline, despite the evidence of arrogance on the part of the company in blocking its investors from voting.
Yes.
A trait shared by FSD Pharma, a trait shared by an alarmingly increasing number of companies.
Why are they so worried?
Why are they so worried?
Yeah.
Because how are they going to pull the wool over your eyes if you get a vote to open the books and let them see? Not that any of these companies are doing that. I'm not suggesting, I'm not casting aspersions on any characters here, merely suggesting my preference is to purchase shares in companies in which I can exercise my agreement with management strategy or disagreement by casting a vote, except, of course, for the vote to sell. With that being said, let's take a look at the FSD chart. We're going to pull up the FSD chart here any minute now.
Look at this.
Look
Look at
remember
this.
how to. And because we do owe, so.
Okay, what do we got here? What do we got here?
Wait for it.
That's Juju.
That's Juju. We'll talk about Juju.
Okay, put up a. Can we put up a 10-day
Of huge. Okay, so there's huge.
Huge
This
has done
is the
nothing
intraday.
Okay, intraday. Okay,
Nothing happening
put
there.
up a 10-day of huge. 10-day. Okay, there we go.
Look at that, that's pretty impressive. Would have liked to buy it here.
Yeah.
Let's
at
put up a 3 month.
54. So is that topping? Yeah.
Would have loved to have bought it here. 14. We could have bought it all day long here.
You know what I notice about these things? Now look at this. Look at this action right here. Right here. See this?
Yes. Looks like
You could draw a line. There's a straight. You could draw a line there, and that line now has been breached a bit. So, you know what? We've got a little bit of a topping action here. Let's see what happens. It's right near the highs, 83.
But technically, which one of those bars would have been a buy signal to you? This is a good question. Show me some technical analysis.
Okay, here, right here.
That bar you would have bought.
Well, because look, you got this thing going sideways, sideways, sideways. Everybody's saying this, it can't move because there's so many shares. And then they pull this thing.
Oh, hold on.
Wait. Look at this. That sign right there. If you were and you look and you say, okay, volume, and then certainly the next day you get more volume. Now you might have said, well, Ed, you know, it's through the bands. Maybe wait for a pullback. Had a little pullback yesterday, and then look at this thing. But once you make that move, what do you do next? Is it time to maybe sell your position? I mean, really, if you could have got out in here somewhere, I'm just saying if you're a trader, you know, maybe it's going a lot higher, but...
You know what I've just noticed, Ed? It's amazing how much you just don't care when you don't own it. Moving right along.
Yeah, well, you know what? And look, you know what? We had a correction here.
Yeah.
After that move.
Yeah.
Pulled back to here.
Yeah.
That's what the day they were the can't. Yeah. In fact.
Well, that was the day it bounced up to 90 cents. We just about lost our shit.
Yeah, and then here and then rally.
Yeah.
But having trouble getting through that level there, isn't it?
Well, what are you talking about? There's no license. There's no anything. It's popped
It
up
got
to 90
through.
cents.
It got through 90.95 yesterday, but now it's the candles are red. And
3 weeks ago, this thing was 12 cents at. So for it to go from 12 cents to there in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
I mean,
12
I can imagine.
sessions.
I can imagine. I know.
That's just like the
It's
stuff of
mind-boggling.
fantasy.
Well, that's
the stuff of fairy tale. You know what? People are increasingly starting to roll out the pump and dump term.
And you know what else? You know what else? You still got a very high RSI, very high. I mean, look, you know what? And the thing went from very flat, the Bollinger Band's very flat, and now very wide. There's gonna be a period of digestion here. Let's hope it doesn't turn to indigestion. Just saying.
What? And they get the shits.
Ooh, yeah.
They shit the bed.
Yeah, Imodium. Hey,
They shit the
pony
bed.
up let's all pony up for some community Imodium.
What, like a reservoir.
Well, you know what?
of
You know
Imodium for the whole
what? You know what?
community.
Oh, I don't feel good. Imodium.
You know the.
How about this? Depends. Just say.
Do you remember Life of Brian, Monty Python?
I remember Life of Riley.
That's great, but do you remember John Cleese and Monty Python?
Yes, I do.
John Cleese is going to be on the show soon. Did you know that?
You keep telling me.
Yes, I do.
You hopefully I'll remember.
I'm going to bring him here.
Let me just ask you a question. Anybody famous going to be on our show soon?
A couple people. I don't like to drop names though.
Like John Cleese.
John Cleese is coming.
No.
So I have to announce it because I know it's true. And we're going to talk about a little company called the Time Machine, which is artificial intelligence, Edward. Which is kind of almost like getting high on psychedelic drugs. Which I can't really describe right now because I watched what was her name again? Boy, Senility is great. I really love it. Drew Barrymore was on that. Norm Macdonald has a show now. And she was...
Didn't she used to go with Tom Green, the Canadian guy that was a little nutty?
They didn't talk about him if she did. I wouldn't...
I think she sort of give him the old one of these.
Yeah.
And stay out. And stay out.
Anyways, I think we should get, our own celebrities on the show. Like Norm has a show,
Yeah.
and
let's get a guy like me on who can pretend I'm a celebrity and say, "Hey, look at this! There's a celebrity."
I was impressed with how much his show was like ours, and I don't know whether he started his show first, but we've been on for over a year. Pretty sure his is new, so I'm wondering.
Yeah, he probably thought.
I'm wondering. He saw our show and he's like,
"Yeah, yeah."
Those guys are all over the map. They're not talking about a goddamn thing, and they're bringing in guests that make them look good. I should do that. That's not a bad business model. Not that I'm saying, that I'm suggesting that Norm Macdonald has to stoop to our level to put on a show. And the thing is, he's got all this fancy broadcast gear, and it like never breaks down or fails, so it's just never going to be as much
He's
fun
got all
as
these
ours.
fancy broadcasting.
Oh, Ed. Oh, he's got professional joke writers, you just reminded me. Because he's got a little stack of cards, and he's reading the jokes, and he drops the joke, and the guest either cooperates or doesn't, and it falls flat, or the audience laughs like hell, and he
Should I
chucks it
tell
away.
my joke about the guy sitting on the park bench?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
Well, it'll be interesting to hear how you pull that off in a visual context.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, guy sitting on a park bench.
It's taking too long.
And he looks down to the left of him, and he sees a guy walking up the sidewalk like this. So then he sits there and he looks the other way, and if lo and behold, there's another guy coming over here like this. So as they pass, the elderly gentleman says to the younger guy, "Vietnam, 68. The other guy looks back and says, "Dog shit, 20 feet back." Just saying.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
Let's take the temperature of the audience and see how they like that.
Okay. Hey, stock market closes in 756.
Yeah,
55.
I'm going to quit my NDI for a second.
Okay. Let's put up the Alethea here. The Alethea was probably your biggest
Too
mover.
late. Just quit. Dave, okay, here's the guy. Dave, James, have you seen any of my memes about Midas Letter on Twitter? I have not, Dave, but I'm going to go look for them.
Memes or memes?
I don't know, memes, memes, and
Memos.
Memos,
Memo.
memes,
Mimi. Memo.
No, Dave, I haven't seen any memes. What's a mem, anyways? Is that where you take a picture of somebody and do something with
it? A mem is a male femme.
I've seen a bunch of these parody videos, which we think are kind of funny, but we're going to try to give you more fuel and fodder for that by being even more crazy and ridiculous. But let us know if it gets to be insane. Nobody's. Oh, we got. Your joke didn't go over very well, Ed.
No good?
Well, nobody's mentioned
my joke.
They're talking about ACB and Namaste. I get it. We get it. Shut up. Stop the jokes.
Easy on the jokes.
Go back to the technical analysis.
Well, let's look up ALEF. Aleph.
Okay, hold on. First, step 1, relaunch NDI. NDI relaunch. Step 2, go to the program. All right, here we are back at the charts. Which one do you want to look at, Eddie?
Eddie wants to look at Eddie Spaghetti. LF.
Eddie Spaghetti. LF.
ALEF. LF.
ALEF.
Yeah, that's a big boy. That thing is.
Oh, okay.
What?
You know, Ed, we're having a good time today. Have you noticed we're just nonstop and we haven't even referred to our second interview from earlier today?
Really?
ALEF is on the CSE?
Okay. Yeah, venture.
Okay, there it is. Chart is up. Chart says, look at that. Another big winning trade that we missed.
Okay, now look at that thing is 3. Yeah. Now can I just say, again, here's one where all things are pointing north. You got lots of this, you got lots of that. You got the biggest volume, 96 on the RSI.
So it's got to come back within the bull.
Well, you know what? If you're going to step in, ladies and gentlemen,
you got to come back.
You might want to do it here, but you may want to. Look at this. This thing could pull back into the mid 2. I don't like to say because you know what? I really like this company because I had a great meeting with Jeff Bennick. Nice fellow. Big. He's the guy. He's the CEO. He's got mitts. He's got. Hands that meat cleavers.
The other guy was the CEO when I was talking to them. Neil somebody or other.
Yeah. No, this guy is
311. So what are you saying, Ed? You're blocking my camera now 100%. Appreciate that.
James who?
Ed's back show. Hey everybody, guess who's back? Ed's back.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ. God damn, it's right as a joke. Hey, look, if there's any young joke writers out there who want a job and you think you're pretty funny and you think you can make us funny, come here and we'll pay you for your talent to write jokes for us.
I got to tell you, only in a very short term, I would probably, wouldn't step in right now.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Ed.
I'm just saying, look at this thing. My friend points this out to me last week. He says, look at this thing. At 180.
What's that, a big?
That's an exponential move. That thing is on fire.
So where's it going, Ed?
Where's it going?
Is it going to be $6 in 10 days? Is it going to be?
You know what? The trend is up here.
Is it going to be $2 in 10 days?
But you'd think there'd be a little correction so you can
give us a little technical analysis, will you, Ed? Up or down? 10-day window. Do I buy it or do I sell it?
You're asking for too much information.
I see.
What kind of show do you think this is?
Well, I was hoping it would be one with a little
information. I think we should change the name of the show to the Crystal Ball.
The Crystal Ball.
The Crystal Balls.
How about the Crystal Ballroom?
The Crystal Ballroom.
This is already called the Power Hour. You know what's the Power Hour? Because it's 90 minutes. We're that powerful.
It's so powerful. It's got an extra 30 minutes in it.
Exactly. That's why it's the Power Hour. Okay, so
Alethea.
Why is it going up? 20 clinics and they got lots of money in the bank.
Cash flow. They got cash. They got this.
Cash flow. What kind of cash flow?
Well, they got 50,000 patients. Medical patients.
But they are recommending the patients go buy their weed elsewhere. They're selling it to them out the back door.
They say, just step out the back in the alley there, and we'll have a guy over there real quick.
And if you don't have any money, get over to the trailer there and start trimming. Okay.
Trim the trailer.
Trim the trailer. You know what? Let's go back to our... Whoa, there's us. Everybody's talking about ACB.
Okay, let's take a look.
Oh, they're all talking amongst themselves over there.
Amongst themselves?
This guy's like... They're like... That's hilarious.
So fucking funny.
So Jordan Botha, one of our regular viewers, says, you guys are a little rambunctious today. Add some seriousness, please. Okay, Ed, ready?
Okay.
Fucking Alicia. We don't own it. Why don't we own it?
We should
That kind of seriousness, or you mean like...
No, I think we should. No more jokes. No more jokes. I'm tired of jokes.
No more laughing.
No more laughter.
No more banter. It's time to get serious.
Serious.
Money's being made. It's passing us by.
You know, there's
short.
a star, not spelled S-E-R-I-O-U-S, but spelled S-I-R-I-U-S. It's called the Dog Star, Sirius. The Dog Star.
That's relevant to the market, isn't it?
Well, I said, let's be serious.
That's kind of serious. Anyways, what do we want seriousness for? You want seriousness, go put your money into the stock market and lose it all. We don't care.
Yeah.
We're losing all ours.
Yeah. How do you feel now?
Yeah, buy high, sell low. Or buy low, sell lower.
If they don't go up, don't buy them.
Buy high, sell not quite as high. You can make yourself feel pretty good about this stuff. Anyways, we had an interesting gentleman here today. You know,
can we put up Tilroy?
Tilroy.
No, let's put up Tilroy. Let's put up Tilroy. Right. We've been putting it up every day.
All over the place.
I just want to make a couple comments here.
Don't mind us.
This may be...
call us, we should change the name of the show to the Tangent Hour. Because here's Ed, off on a tangent. T-L-R-Y. I don't know, a tangent, sometimes it's enjoyable to watch people who are over that. Sometimes
I want to see how this thing closes here.
Oh, you wanted the chart, right? This is it trading right now. 99.61, below $100. Falling through the floor, falling through the floor. Let's look at the chart intraday. See if we can get a one-day...
So if you're... Okay, let's get that 2-month chart up there.
2 month. There's 3 months, 1 month, 6 months. There's no 2 month chart.
I want a 2-month chart. Can you do it or can't you do it?
I can't do it, Eddie.
Okay, then give me a 3-month.
A 3-month it is, coming right up.
Here we go. Here we go. And so look. Look at the spread widen.
Looks like a
nice wide spread.
That's
look at this thing. Look at this. Hug the band, hug the band, hug the band, and then we had this monster day here, 150 to 3. There you go. Wait a minute. How about I do this? How about at 4 o'clock, no matter what we're doing, we have to stop and just go.
Because the market's closed. No, this is what we do now, Ed. Now we go to our indexes and we see who closed where at what. But we don't use the Midas Letter RAW
I really think people really wanted to hear what I had to say there, James. I'm just saying.
Keep going.
Yeah.
I didn't interrupt you. They changed the thing, and I just ding because I showed the bell.
I'm a little despondent right now. I'm just thinking,
Here's the chart, Eddie, on
draw.
This is on the Midas Letter Large Cap Index. All Canadian companies.
There you go. There you go.
So this is representative of what's happening amongst the big boys.
Yeah. Well, here's what happened. Here's what happened. Look at this. This piercing here into the nether regions.
What's that got on it?
Look at that piercing.
Big.
And look at.
Right.
I don't know. I got to tell you.
Piercings.
This Tilray is not the oomph out of a lot of stuff right now. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So, but wait a sec here.
Safari, Firefox.
If we go back to our indexes here, like they're all green. Whoa!
Oh, yeah.
Venture has turned it red.
Okay, up 2%. Big effing deal.
3% almost.
2%. Big effing deal.
2%.
So this has been a sort of a dead day. Slightly up. Not a lot of action. Like
more.
I'll bet you the biggest mover today was the biggest mover in all these pages. I'm going to say LF.
The biggest mover to the upside?
Yeah, LF. Okay. And the downside probably too. There weren't that many. There wasn't a lot of disasters.
So it's on the CSE. We'll go to the index page here. Namaste Technologies actually bolted on 6.7. Oh wait, this isn't organized by market cap. Boom, boom. Acasti Pharma, $1.08.
That's up 30.
Oh my gosh, I was looking at buying this thing this morning at like 70 cents. I can't believe it. Calterra, I was looking at buying this morning at 12 cents.
Look at G-Tech's up a nice 10 cents today. Chiron,
money
Invictus.
is being made. Money is being made.
Okay, where is
who's this Viridria? Wow, look at this. Calterra Therapeutics. Do they have a responsive bone in their body? CO2 Grow, 22 cents, up 13.6%. That thing you could trade all day between 18 and 22 cents.
What I like is,
let's go take a look at this one. Viridium. Look at that. It's up $1.11, 11 cents, or 11%.
Wow, that's
like, is that a sign?
Viridium, isn't that?
Viridium, okay. So Monday, September 24th today, corporate update. Third quarter of the past year, Experion Biotechnologies, licensed producer, wholly owned subsidiary of... Oh, this is that deal that was trading at 50 cents, and we were thinking about trying to make a run. Oh, I can't believe we missed another one, Edward. We missed another one. Anyway, so you know who Bruce Linton is?
Yes, I do.
Who is he?
He's the CEO of Canopy.
Do you know what else he does?
He's involved in a couple of smaller deals that I...
Couple?
Well, the MNPO or something, or MSPO. What's that one?
MTLO?
That's it.
He is the co-chairman of Martello Technologies, and we talked to the CEO today to find out what's going on with his stock, John Proctor, and here's what he had to say. Hey, welcome back. My guest in this segment is John Proctor. He's the president and CEO of Martello Technologies Group, trading on the TSX Venture under the symbol MTLO. John, welcome.
Pleasure to be here.
John, if we start with an overview, what exactly is the business of Martello Technologies?
So, in a nutshell, what we do is make these big, giant networks more efficient. So, best example I can give, if you think about a building like this one. Everybody's trying to stream these days. Everybody's trying to connect to the cloud services. They want to stream their CRM. They want to stream movies. And somewhere there's some kid playing video games across the same network. What we do is make that network efficient. And we just said, what is the business priority? So if you're a business and you're trying to do all these clever things, what is the most important things for you in the order of priority? So for instance, phone calls, voice over IP, then video conference, and then you might select the others, and all those come down. But at the same time, if you can make those more efficient, you don't actually need the same amount of bandwidth. So you're paying for less, effectively data pipe than you should do, but still getting the same level of service as if you were. And I think, again, as we see greater demand on that data bandwidth requirements, then we will always have work to do.
I think we might look into becoming a client, because we have, of course, we keep two networks going, and one of them, we have data flowing to the broadcast channel and from the internet back into the broadcast channel, and then everybody in these various offices is editing to servers and everything, and we're constantly having collisions and data failures in the critical environments. Like during a show, suddenly the NDIs aren't working, and that's the kind of thing you do.
That's exactly what we solve for multiple customers. And if I look at our customer base, and we've got thousands of customers in over 150 countries, and they range from giant government departments to manufacturers to financial institutions and everything in between. And the problem you've described, is exactly what we solve. So we are very much a market-driven organization. We didn't build tech and then try and find a market for it. We know what the market is, and we are solving those problems currently for thousands of customers.
Excellent. So a small enterprise like mine that probably does maybe $5 million a year, that's not too small.
Not at all. And I mean, again, there is competition. We know that at the giant enterprise level, who will take on a big financial institution like RBC or something like that, which we can also work with. But we're priced more competitively. So for a mid-tier enterprise like yourselves, we're a much better fit than some of our much bigger, much better known competition.
Well, this will be some of the best coverage I've ever done, actually becoming a client of the interviewing company.
What a fabulous way to make this work.
I know. Okay, so then who are your largest customers right now, or is that something you can disclose?
So without going into sort of names and sort of people we haven't got permission to talk about, think about global hotel chains, end to end across the world, and what they will do is exactly what I described. They'll put us inside their environment. They want to keep their front office from their back office separate, and when you go there, they want the customer experience to work. They want that when you're in your room and you want your Wi-Fi to work, you're on a business trip and you want to make voice calls on Skype or something like that. We make that experience work. The other thing we do, which is kind of one of the things as a techie I think is quite cool, is if some guy's digging the road outside and cuts the fiber, we fail over wireless. So this hotel will never go down. It will always have connectivity. And then there's other things, which is quite often hotels will have more than one internet service provider for that redundancy. And when it's working well, we can just balance and say this traffic needs to go this way and this traffic needs to go that way. Again, it's all about the customer experience and that hospitality. But the example you gave earlier about small enterprise, hospitality is relatively small margin. They want a box that they can ease fairly easily. There isn't a dedicated IT guy at the hotel. So the box has to just work and has to be the right price, and we fit all those conditions.
I am definitely going to examine it becoming a client. Okay, so you made a very interesting point, and in my exposure to other IT enterprise level sort of efficiency groups, I've constantly been faced with the reality as an investor that the margins are razor thin because the space is so competitive. And so how do you propose to offer investors a positive experience under those conditions?
Our margins are really, really good.
Oh, okay.
So we have a mixture of monthly recurring revenue and capital expenditures from our clients, and we balance that fairly well. It's about 60-40, and over the next few years you'll see that increase. So we go more towards sort of 80% monthly recurring revenue. But we're also a mixture of software as a service and a little bit of hardware. So yes, there's hardware, there's capital expenditures to buy the hardware, but our software as a service, our margins are heading up towards 90%. So you think about that from a revenue perspective, and we're already hitting 90% margins. We're a very solid, steady business in that respect when we can achieve those margins at this stage of our public offering.
Is that because you specialize in these sort of sub-segments, the SD wave and the voice over internet protocol?
Yeah, so if you look at these networking areas, we're really focused on making sure they're efficient and they work. But we've been around for 9 years, and I do kind of joke we're sort of a 9-year overnight success.
Right.
But what those 9 years have meant is that we've got all the building blocks built. Right, the bases are all there. We're not a speculative company. I know that's a little bit different sometimes for people saying, well, you're on the TSXV, you must be speculative. The answer is we're not. When you come with thousands of clients already and in 150 countries and running at over 90% margins,
right.
There's a very solid business base being built. But what we're seeing now, I mean, if I look at sort of where we're going, what going public means,
right.
is now we're going to go on our build and buy strategy. Because a lot of small tech companies in Canada, they kind of hit a bit of a ceiling. There's a ceiling you can't get through, you kind of break even, you're doing well, but you can't get that big leap into the next level. We're using our go public to change that and let ourselves go bigger, so a build and buy strategy.
Right.
And the reason that's important is tech's moving so fast. With all our clients keep saying, hey, you solved this problem with your SD-WAN and your UC software, etc. Can you solve this one as well? And the answer is yes. Sometimes we'll take to build it, but other times it's no, hold on, there's a small company over there that we want to buy because this customer has a problem, build them in, become accretive to us and solve a customer's problem much more quickly than if we tried to build it from scratch.
I see. Okay, then if in the context of being a 9-year company that's been private and now you're public, did you go public because your financials are in such great shape that it's time to shout it from the rooftops kind of thing?
There's a little bit of that. Our financials always were in good shape. Yes, we've invested quite a lot this year, non-recurring investment in going public, but it's also to break through that barrier. And again, you've looked at us. Our board is, people like Terry Matthews, Bruce Linton, Collie Clark, Mike McKishan. There's a really strong, active board.
Right.
So having their guidance to say, now is the time on your journey to do this is key. And you look at people like Bruce and Terry who've taken many companies public. We've got the right expertise on the board to help guide us and drive that perspective.
Sure. So in terms of the next 12, 24, 36 months, what is your financial projection?
So final projection is obviously we're going to grow. We've talked about acquisition. We are going to acquire. That will obviously start to create those bumps. We will see organic growth as well. And we forecast at least 10% organic growth, but then acquisition on top of that as well. So our finances are only going to go up. And we'll see the overheads this year greatly decrease. It's, going public even with an RTO is not necessarily the cheapest thing to do.
Right.
But we've done that investment, and that's sort of done now. It's settled us and allows us to go forward.
Okay, so the company is a profitable enterprise at this point?
We're breaking even,
as a growing enterprise.
As a growing enterprise, notwithstanding the cost of going public.
Okay, that's great. So in terms of acquisitions, what is it that you're looking for? More companies like I saw that you had recently acquired. It had an interesting name.
Elfiq. We acquired Elfiq.
Okay.
So again, it gives you an interesting. So this year alone, we've integrated one acquisition. We've done a oversubscribed private placement, and we've gone public. For a fairly small company, those are three fairly significant things that we get done in 1 year alone.
Sure.
For an acquisition process, what we're looking at is companies that are accretive, and I mean by that is truly the 1 + 1 = 3. It's great to buy buy another company and you stick it alongside and you do great. But what I'm looking for is the piece in the middle where we can create something new that solves a client's problem together. That 3 point, because then it really is a valuable acquisition. And again, I'm not looking for the startup company. I'm looking for that company that's done well by itself, can't get through the barrier, and wants to come and work with us. And what's interesting, we're already having the phone calls. We're already having people calling us up saying, so, hey, I'm this kind of company, and we heard about you, and we think we'd be a good addition to what you're trying to achieve. So the word is out there.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, if I look at that and say, bringing these companies together has to be accretive to the whole. And I think, again, you look at sort of what shareholders are looking for. They're looking for that. Right. They're looking for that level of integration where the true value can be made out of the acquisition rather than just sort of plugs alongside and does its own thing.
Okay, John, that's a great introduction to the company. We'll leave it there and come back to you in a quarter's time. Thanks for joining me today.
Great. Thank you, James. Appreciate it.
Well, what do you think? MTLO. Let's pull that up on the chart and have a quick look, Ed.
Let's have a peek.
Martello, there it is. Look at that. That's quite the chart.
Wow.
Look at that new Midas Letter thing. Did you see that? It's like a space-age spinning stage. Look at that. This thing traded up to a high on Friday, September 14th. It touched a high of $1.67.
Right.
And now it's back to 70 cents.
Yeah.
66 it opened at today. But so, do you think that was the Bruce Almighty effect, as John said today? That was really interesting.
You know what I mean? Look, there's a lot of action. There's a lot of volatility.
This isn't a cannabis stock, I should point out.
It's technology, isn't it? It's technology.
It's a technology stock. It's a IT stock.
Yeah, so what's your point?
That is pretty much my point, Ed.
Well, look. I'm going to reserve judgment.
That is the reserve judgment?
Yeah.
What, have you got judgment in reserve? I thought you were using all your judgment here.
Yeah.
You mean you're only expending half of your effort here?
I've got lots of judgment in reserve.
There's going to be some. We're going to have a chat in 15 minutes. We're going to knock you off the bloody wagon. You're going to be kicked off the wagon, run over by the two wheels in the front.
How about call me into the principal's office
and give you a proper strapping. Now we're going to go take a look at some of our and see how our stuff has closed.
You know what?
We're back in the green.
Can I say Tilray closing below 100? Don't like it. Can you imagine?
I can imagine, Ed. Here is our closing day.
All indices are up.
All in the green.
Wow.
Substantially, the big index and the next biggest index are up over 2%.
Let's have a little contest every day. And let's
see
say
who's
tomorrow,
up in this
all
small
green
cap.
today, maybe all red tomorrow. How about that?
Let's see who's all up in the small cap.
Look at this. Look at the huge.
Golden Leaf.
Golden Leaf.
Golden Leaf has been an absolute piece of crap since it started trading. It did get up ahead of steam, but now it's looking like it's got some momentum. What the hell is going on there? TerraSend up 16 to $6.
Look at this, Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste, bitch.
Nasty.
I got a t-shirt that says Namaste, bitch. I'm going to wear it tomorrow.
I
just
think
so it'll
you
be
gotta
like
stop
I'm wearing
laughing at your own jokes, James.
It's not a joke. It's a T-shirt I bought.
Why are you laughing so damn hard?
That's why I bought
other
the
people tell
T-shirt.
jokes, you never laugh. It's all you only laugh when it's your friggin' jokes.
T-shirt was
Jesus.
hilarious.
You know what?
Namaste,
You know what? I was a little protester.
Jeez. Whoa, Eddie, are you blasting them or something over there?
Blasting, all right. I'll be blasting.
Aaron here. Oh,
Aaron here.
let's try to keep the
Aaron.
humor out of the toilet,
Aaron.
will ya? Aaron? Who's Aaron?
Aaron Surprise. Famous nag from Windsor Raceway, circa 1970.
Anyways, look at Namaste up 968. Famous nag, like a horse?
Aaron Surprise.
Aaron's Surprise.
That's the name of a horse.
Errant.
Aaron.
Aaron, okay.
Aaron's
You don't have to
Surprise.
jump down
Aaron's
my throat. Easy.
Hey.
I hope you were searched when you came in here. You're beginning to scare me. You're beginning to sound a little bit too fundamental, a little bit too jihadi for me.
Jihadi.
Whoa, what? Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa, everybody's sneaking in here.
Ooh, actually, we're going to have to put security on the door if we start talking about that shit. Thank God we're way up here in Canada. Anyways,
Not as far as you think.
not as far as, especially
Okay,
these
let's
days.
look at this. Canna Royalty Corp, CRZ, up 70 cents today. Wow.
That's
Terra
impressive, isn't
Sen.
it?
Wow, wow, wow.
Wow, wow, wow. What are you, a dog?
Wow, 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 wow. Let's have a little bow with that wow.
Wow, wow. Now you're talking.
No, now
So-
you're barking.
Now you're barking. So here's my question, Ed. If the bellwether of the sector, which is now unanimously Tilray, according to U.S. financial media, who have now anointed it the bellwether of the sector, if it's so bellwether, how come everything else is up when it is down?
What's down?
What's down?
Okay,
down is
okay.
the opposite of up. Tilroy.
But it's the big boy. Tilroy.
No. By market cap, by business footprint, by cash in the bank, including, Canopy Growth remains larger. When you consider
Okay.
all of the transactions and the fully diluted stock, if Constellation were to execute on everything it's going to, there's no reason to think that they aren't going to, Edward, I tell you. This stock is worth over $32 billion fully diluted. Okay, Tilroy is still, especially today.
Can we put up a chart? Can we
wanna
put up
fight?
a list of all the stocks that you know of in the cannabis space by market cap, and have that like we can look at it every day and see who's moving against the
All the stocks in the cannabis space, including OTC bulletin board stocks? I don't think so, Ed. I don't think so, Ed.
Yep.
You want
That's
the
what I want.
regulators
Yep.
crawling up your ass?
No.
That's why we're not going to talk about the
No.
OTC bulletin board any way, shape, or form.
Miter saw is the
Except to
answer we're
slag the
looking
crap
for.
out of it and say that exchange is one where it's really tough to make money.
Okay.
Unless, of course, never mind. I can't use that. We're not going to sully the language of our own platform, Edward, by casting aspersions on the characters of others. I hope you don't mind. Okay. Anyways, TGIF. I wanted to talk a bit about TGIF.
Now,
because the reason I was down in Jamaica last week was to see the third iteration. Wait a sec. I'm not sure it's been announced yet. I'm not sure I can talk about that. You know, I'm going to give that a pass until I clear that.
Did anybody tell you that you had to?
Let me rephrase that. Next week, or very soon thereafter, another company by the same people who did TGIF and the Supreme Pharma Company is going to start trading on the CSE under the symbol YOLO, which is
YOLO,
anagrammatical for you only live once.
You only live once.
YOLO!
Jesus.
So this company is very cool, and I have to say,
What's the name of the company?
it's called Weekend Unlimited.
You only live once.
Well, and the symbol is you only live once. YOLO.
YOLO.
YOLO! So, full disclosure.
Didn't know you were
Bought
a bit of a-
stock, buying more.
YOLO. So you're a bit of a yodeler.
No, I'm a YOLO.
YOLO.
Anyways, this company has 4 different business lines. Actually, I think it's more like 5. They got live entertainment and cannabis tourism. They have edibles. They have energy drinks. They have grow ops in Washington, grow ops in BC,
Yeah. Did they have any products?
Dispensaries in Massachusetts.
Did they have any products on display anywhere?
The company I went to visit in the operation I went to see in Jamaica was very generous with their product offerings for sampling.
Really?
In fact, it was pretty stupendous. There were blunts, there were big chunks of black hash, there were
really
rums and cokes and rum punches. It was, you stepped off the bus into a party was the bottom line. The reggae was a pumpin'. Somebody's phone is ringing. Anyways, so let's take a look at these. Here we are on the small cap cannabis index. The big gainer today was Golden Leaf Holding, up 25% to 30 cents, 6 cents rise. TerraSend up 83 cents. A rise of 16.12%.
That's the small cap. Is that all on the CSE? No, that's not on the CSE.
Edward, this is the Midas Letter small cap cannabis composite
index. So it could
index.
be TSX,
could be any of the exchanges in Canada.
Right.
Must have a market cap above 100 million, topping out at 500 million.
Okay.
However, you will still see some stocks in here that are over 500 million because we only adjust the entire portfolio once every quarter at the end of the quarter. All indexes will be adjusted on September 30th.
Really? We got some people taking pictures here.
I wonder why she's doing that. Suzanne, can't you just take a screenshot out of the studio?
No.
Cut to the studio. Oh, the studio is out here now. What the hell's going on? You know what? We need a portable camera here.
Why
that
don't
we can just be like,
look at, okay, let's look at the next category, $500,000 to $1 billion. And let's see what that.
You want to go back to the large caps? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, because I'm seeing just about everything up today.
Well, that's my point, Edward. If the bellwether is supposed to be Tilray, then why is Tilray down on a day when everybody is up? Let's go to the index page. Now, Tilray is not on this index because it doesn't trade in Canada. However, we still know that the market cap.
Okay, so let's say. Okay, let's look at. Put up the.
What do you want to see, Eddie?
Oxley is up 4 cents. There you go.
Put up the Oxley is up.
Green Organic Dutchman's up.
T-God.
Okay, let's see at the bottom. Let's take a look at some of the bigger losers here.
Well, poor MedMen is there again.
Why is it poor MedMen?
Well, because the poor bastards just raised $70 million. You'd think they'd catch a break on the day they announced a bought deal, $75 million thing.
Look at Weed. Weed's flying. These are all over $1 billion.
These companies are all over 500 million, but MedMen is over $1 billion. Kronos is, let's see what Kronos is at, 2.7 billion. CanTrust is number 3 on this list at 1.2 billion. Organogram, this one's getting into buy territory if you ask me. 878 million.
Right.
Hexo, still there, lost 0.59%, 1.6 billion. Afria, 4.6 billion. T-God, 2.2 billion, we'll call it. Oxley, 705 million. Aurora, $11.6 billion. And Canopy Growth, still the biggest mother on the street.
So that market cap 15.5.
Jim! Unbelievable. Sorry, one of our good friends has just walked in. A little segue there. Jim!
How you doing there, young fella?
Doing good.
Wait. You can't start this conversation.
What?
We apologize for this apparent interlude, but we're still on the show for 5 more minutes, Eddie. Keep it together, man. So easily distracted.
You know, I show up and he just starts laughing. He just looks at me and starts laughing. What the?
Nobody
was laughing when you weren't here.
Well, that's because I had nothing to laugh about, did I? Unless I looked in the mirror.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
okay. So maybe we should just wrap this up.
Well, we got 4 minutes, Ed. Let's try to stick to the program. We shortchanged some of our viewers because we had those 2 interruptions. How did we start?
Let's look at what do we want to look at?
Okay, we're going to go now. We're going to look at the CSE index. We already looked at Tilray 15 times, Ed.
15 times.
Let's go look. We haven't touched the CSE index today. Yeah. Some of our favorite companies to beat on are here. Look, who pops up first is the largest market cap on the CSE. Huge
is down 10%.
Huge what? Huge what? What was that, Ed? Huge what? What? No? Huge company. Huge market cap. $1 billion. Now, I gotta say, shout out and props to Anthony Durkach and his team, because this thing is a bloody miracle, and I have nothing but full admiration. Anthony, if you're listening, all I would say is next time I would like you to be a little bit more clear about why you think I should buy the stock at 9 cents, please.
Yeah. Could we make it?
If I don't listen, smack me hard across the face.
Be a little more forceful.
Exactly. If I say no, smash me in the face with a frying pan.
Just deposit some certs in my...
That's right. Just give me some freebies. No, we don't want free. We're happy to pay.
No.
Liberty Health Sciences up 9.32% today on
so TER, TerraSend, that's up 16%. Look at this.
Yep. Wow. 598, $572 million market cap now. Liberty Health Sciences up to 430. These market caps are just incredible, aren't they? Like, could you imagine? You imagine mining companies that had no revenue getting these market caps?
Well, they used to.
Well, that's true. That was
Copper had a big day.
Copper
had a real big day on Friday. Real big day. And the reason is because the inventories have magically collapsed.
Do you know what the problem with that is?
What's the problem with that?
Nobody cares.
Somebody cares.
Yeah, maybe like 10 guys. 10 guys in Chicago, 2 in Toronto, one in Calgary, and 3 in Banff. Ianthus down 1.7% to 777. Look at that. Trading at or near the value of its announced private placement. 3 sevens, 777, 777. What was its, they just announced a bought deal too. What was that number? I thought it was 650.
You know, that's 1 penny off the low today.
Let's go look. I'm going to take a look at Ianthus. One of our favorite interviewers is Hadley Ford. Look at that. All of our stories come up before the news. I like that. $30 million bought deal for Ianthus announced on September 13th. And the price was, survey says, $6.65 for common share. So for it to be trading at 777s already, that's pretty damn good.
Good.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty hot.
Absolutely.
Pretty phenomenal. MPX Bioceutical, struggling again, still down there beneath $1, but heading up. Did you hear about American today? It's going to change their name to Wayland Group. Wayland Group. Are they going into the trucking business or something?
Wayland.
Are they changing? Is it going to become like
I stopped there. Changed to Wayland.
Sounds like a grain elevator storage business.
Wow.
Like, where did they come up with these names? Wayland? What was wrong with American? American sounded to me like a very sophisticated
If they put an A in
cannabis.
front of it, it could be American. Okay. Here we go.
Ed.
Okay.
Have you heard about Choom? That is another good name.
Is that a train?
Choom. Choo-woo. It's a train.
Train company.
Lexaria, 260.
Yeah.
Suniva, still holding in there at 573. When are they going to announce a financing? I can't believe they haven't. Let's see. Suniva announces increase to previously announced bought deal.
There you go.
On September 19th?
That was last week.
While we were having fun.
Oh, $10 million. Yeah.
So $20 million aggregate gross proceeds. That's a down payment on the 2 buildings that's gone underway. So where's the rest going to come from? That's what we want to know. Anyways, we'll have to give Tony Holler a holler. Hey, holla! What's going on over there?
Okay.
You know, don't forget, you can't count these guys out yet because they're the guys behind ID Biomedical, which sold to Shire for $2 billion. So do you think they can raise some capital on maybe just what they did last? Possibly. Do not count them out.
All right.
All right, it's 4:31 and the day is done. Thank you everybody for watching. If you like the show, please hit subscribe and like. If you didn't like the show, please hit subscribe and like anyways.
I'm pretending I'm really waving to the viewers, but I'm waving to Donnie.
And if you didn't like the YouTube experience, please fuck off. We'll see you next time on Midas Letter RAW.
All right, that's a wrap.